Come in. Oh,
Hello, Joseph, is it?
hi, Dr. Zapata. Yes, Joe. How are you?
I'm well. What seems to be the problem, Joe?
Well, I'm having difficulty drawing from imagination.
Oh, Joseph, just so you know, that's totally normal. Why don't you tell me a little more about your problem? Is it that you can only draw from imagination if you're completely alone?
Doc, I can't ever draw from imagination.
What about if you're completely relaxed?
When I'm totally relaxed, I can't imagine a thing.
I see. Joseph, it's important to know that even with severe cases like this, there's always hope. I can prescribe an experimental therapy called Form from Imagination.
Form from imagination?
It's early days, but clinical trials are extremely promising. Why don't you try this for 6 months and then check back in with me?
Okay, I'll do whatever it takes. Did you just draw this?
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. Hey, Doc, do you ever have trouble drawing from imagination?
Oh no.
You wouldn't. I mean, you do this.
That's right.
Wow.
Form from Imagination is an experimental therapy and is not yet approved for use by the FDA. Do not use Form from Imagination if you are already taking any prescriptions for drawing from reference, working side size, or tracing photos you didn't even take. Stop taking Form from Imagination if you experience any of these side effects: loss of interest in your personal projects, megalomaniacal self-confidence, hallucinations, unless they're the kind you're hoping for, drawing better than Steven Zapata, or feelings that purchasing the course was enough and you don't really need to do the exercises. Call your doctor if you have stiff gestures, flat forms, or boring ideas to address a possible life-threatening condition. Full sketchbooks have been reported with Form from Imagination and medicines like it. Other risks include long-term art careers, too many clients, and being worth more than you're charging for. Call your doctor today and ask about Form from Imagination. Princes, people, potentates, welcome to the art stream. Welcome to my incredible art stream. This stream has been called many things by some of the greatest reviewers in our time. New York Times says that this stream is, the only salve against the chaos of our era. Pretty kind thing for the New York Times to say. And if you're here, you're about to discover that that is undoubtedly true. It is quite amazing that we are the only light in this time of darkness. Hello to A. Wassam, Debbie, Vega, Yankee, Emmanuel, Kuzemai, Jim, Raynola, Vinci, Foturkey, Kershal, Crying Bystander, CJ Lee, Foturkey, Kuze, I already said, I'm not saying hi to you twice. Dazzling Action, Tree Watcher, Fernando Gonzalez, Nick, Ravioli, Will, Calidore Sharp, The Ignorant Stag, Corrento, Arctic Monkey. Wow. Hi, everybody. Let me move my setup around a little bit. How's everybody feeling? I have not kicked my sickness yet. Still feeling sick today. Woke up pretty sickly, and I gotta admit, I'm not having a good time because the people who know me best know that I wilt in the heat, and it's 95 to 96 degrees right now in New York, and it's just hitting the old apartment hard today. So going on. Arctic Monkey says, hope you'll get better soon. Thank you. I think I will. Sorry if my fan noise is very loud today, but it's extremely hot in here. It's extremely hot. Manon just got a new sketchbook and will be sketching along. Excellent. So what are your thoughts on AI? I thought I made clear that we're avoiding talking about AI. Thought I made clear we were avoiding that. Look, we're here to avoid talking about AI art. I'm not trying to talk about AI art. What a great time to be alive. You bet, Vega. I identify as AI. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of us pretty soon. Pretty soon. Does the fan make art too? Maybe fan art? Very funny tree watcher. Very funny. Very, very funny tree watcher. I mean, wow. Very funny. I wonder if you're going to think it's funny when I ban you. I wonder if you're going to think that's funny. Because that's harassment on this channel. You're harassing me with puns. And I don't take kindly to harassment in my community. We're all trying to have fun here, relaxing and drawing. I don't need to be exposed to that kind of virulent content. All right? It's not what I signed up for. Hi, Joe. How you doing, bud? If I point my mic at can you guys hear the scritchy scratchy of my paper? Do you guys actually hear that? Or is it too far away and my mic too gained down to pick that up? I'm just curious. Joe's also very tired from the heat. Yeah, man, it is killing me. I'm still not feeling better, so just before I got my wire in the shot. Before I alright, so you guys can hear the scrubbing. That's fun for pencil drawings. before I went live, I was walking the dog. I was like, I had sort of like, you know, you relax for a bit, you can build up sort of a little momentum for feeling better. As soon as that sun hit my face, I was like, whoa, like all came rushing back. Do you ever start rushing a drawing when you've been drawing for a couple hours? Of course. Of course. It happens to the best of us, and I am the best of us. So if it happens to me, I can promise you it's going to happen to you. You do got to avoid it, though. Can't be rushing. Rushing never helps. You must resist the desire to rush. You have to instead be patient, go slow. I watched that new Paul Thomas Anderson, that new PTA last night, Licorice Pizza. It was pretty good, I liked it. I was disturbed by that movie. It was more disturbing than I thought it would be. It was not at all what I expected. Bit more disturbing than I thought. It's not a disturbing movie. I just have I don't know. I react weirdly to things. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know if I'd give it a blanket recommendation or anything like that, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Your dog is so cute. Will there ever be a dog cam or a group drawing stream? I don't know about a group drawing stream. I don't really have any friends, but dog cam, that's possible. I'll consider a dog cam when I move, once I finally have a new space. I don't really have a place right now where she sort of regularly stays. She's always moving around. When I move, maybe I'll make her a little throne that she really can't resist. What are your thoughts on bread? It'll be the end of the commercial art industry. That's what I think. I think it's inevitable that bread, all kinds of bread too, multigrain bread, sesame bread, rye bread, it's going to decimate the jobs that are available, and the optics are going to be bad for artists. You know, you'll tell your parents, like, I want to be an artist. And they'll be like, what? But you can just bake bread and it makes the picture for you. I lost it. I'm too messed up for this. Hello, Mihail. Emmanuel Godson says, cat cams are better than smelly dog cams. I'm often surprised that any individual member of my audience can be so ignorant, because we try to keep the conversation so elevated around here, and we try not to attract the dregs of society, and yet, you know, people always manage to surprise me somehow. They always let something like that slip and betray their level of ignorance. But, you know, in some sense we have to remain thankful, because now we know to invalidate Emmanuel's opinion on all other things as well, because clearly he can barely be trusted with a human mind. Do you like potatoes? Big potato fan. You feeling better from yesterday? Not yet. Not quite. Still feeling pretty beat up, but happy to draw. Still happy to draw. Drawing is a nice way to take your mind off of it. If you don't mind me asking, how much do you make from your course? Thinking of making my own. Is it worth it? I'm not against sharing information like that. I'm just not going to do it yet because the course hasn't even been out for a month. Hasn't even hit the one month point. So I'm not. I think it would be basically useless for me and definitely useless for you to fling some numbers out there, and then that'll be the only data you'll have, and you'll think that's what I'll make off of it going forward. It's like, we can have that discussion later, maybe. I just don't feel like it's been out long enough for me to say I really know what I'm making off of it. You get what I'm saying? As to whether or not it's worth it, I mean, are your students asking for that kind of a thing, you know? If people are asking you for that kind of a thing, then it's probably worth it, right? Might change my video mode here. What does this look like if I put it on 709? Whoa, that looks... That kind of has a roll off that works for what I'm drawing. See how vivid looks, what I usually use. Ooh, a little too high contrast, if you ask me. That doesn't look like it. Mono always has good tones, but always looks weird for that to be. Yeah. Let's put it on 709 for now. That didn't look bad. That looks like the drawing. Ooh, I hope everybody's doing all right out there. I know it can be hard. I know it can be hard to get up and draw. Probably some significant amount of us are out there baking in the heat. Hope you're all having good days. Hope you're all seeing and doing things that keep you inspired. Hope you're all drawing disgusting, disturbing things that make people want to throw up. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling a lot on stream. There's really not much I can do about that. I wish I was as optimistic about bread as other people seem to be, but I think they overestimate our human abilities and underestimate the efficiency with which bread may effectively replace them. Yeah, I have to say I agree with you. When I see people like buttering bread and like putting pesto on bread and like doing like quick bake bread that really tastes just about as good as regular long bake bread, and then selling that bread to clients for the same rate, it also makes me a little pessimistic about bread. I'm also noticing a trend of people posting bread on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and saying, I baked this bread. And people in the comments are like, wow, you're so good at baking. But then other professional bread makers like me look at him and are like, you didn't bake that bread, you know? Are you on Reddit, Steven? No, I'm not. Just like in general? Like, do I look at Reddit? Or do you mean like, do I like post art on Reddit? Oh man. You feeling better today? Thank you for the concern, Paperboy. Not quite. I hope I'm on the mend, but not quite feeling good yet. I might go pop an aspirin real quick, because I was feeling pretty evened out right before I started stream. I was like, all right, this is going to be good. And now I'm kind of feeling it all coming back. It's all coming back, it's all coming back to me now. Hey Steven, what was your journey introducing color into your drawings? I feel overwhelmed starting to paint and stick to my monochrome stuff. I always used color. Always. It wasn't like I went through some clear period where I only did black and white and then started doing color. I always used color to various levels of success, and it was always in conversation with my monochromatic work, and that's what I would recommend to you. It's just if you want to get good with color, you need to have a great comfort with it. You know, you need to not be afraid of it. You need to just know, like, all right, well, it's no big deal. I've done color stuff a billion times, so here I go. And there's really no way around that, you know. You just got to do it. It's difficult to say anything like like there was definitive steps or anything like that, because, you know, the color solution that works in one picture will not work in the next picture. You need to be very flexible with color. Dan Smith says, "You're so good, dang." Let's all say it together. Dan, you have excellent taste. Really, really good taste. That stream title hooked me in. Thanks for the laugh, Steven. Yeah, well, you know. You guys have probably heard enough discussion about bread, so this is your one safe space. No talking about AI here. No siree. No siree. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna pop an Advil. Noosh says, I want doo-doo bread. He wants doo-doo bread. I mean, you're allowed to want whatever you want. Some people just want doo-doo bread. Look, if you want doo-doo bread, far be it from me to prevent you from eating your doo-doo bread. Hello, Steven. Did you had a D-click with the ability to create interesting and intricate forms, or you worked it out? What do you mean by D-click? I don't know what that means. I don't know what D-click means. AI kill us? Probably. Remember, we're not talking about it. Hello, butterflies. If you could ask AI a question, what would you ask? I'd be like, what's the fastest way to turn you off and make it like you never existed? What's the fastest way to put the genie back in the bottle? That's what I would ask. What is going on? I'm seeing a lot of discussion about AI art in my chat. I thought I was very clear. Did you guys not see the title of the stream? Avoiding talking about AI art. Avoiding. Not doing. Not doing talking about AI art. I mean, this was a layup. I spelled it out really explicitly for you guys, how you were supposed to act, and you didn't take it. Y'all could have had a real nice time. We all could have been happy here. People still draw even when Steven can draw better. Hard to believe. I mean, I don't understand why, but that's true. I can't deny that that's true. Bruh, more bread talk. Let's get this bread. You know, there's a lot of people on the side of the bread debate who say that, well, all bread kind of looks the same, right? Like, there's little variations, but you can always tell it's bread, right? They're like, oh, all bread has a crust, and all of the crusts on the bread, they all have kind of the same pattern to the crust, right? And I think that using that as a hope that you'll always be able to identify the kind of bread that you're eating, I think that that's really just a failure of imagination. You know, I think that as ovens get better, they'll be able to produce breads with any kind of crust, and you'll be unable to differentiate between breads. So they'll, you know, it'll look like rye bread, but it'll taste like sourdough, you know? So sad. That means there will be no more bakers. All the AI ovens will take over. I think you're confused. I mean, you know we're talking about bread, right? Like grain, yeast. You butter it, you eat it, comes in a loaf. You know that's what we're talking about, right? I think you're getting mixed up in your head. You think bread is something else. I think I want this guy's face to be darker in general because I think I want to do like a bit of a rim light coming from up top, so I'm going to knock this all back. Nice and gentle like with the 0.5 HB mechanical pencil. Just going right over all my hard work. Eliana wants to know, what equipment do I use to film while I draw? I use a Lumix GH5 with the kit lens, the the 12 to 60 kit lens, and I run that into my computer with the Elgato 4K 30 frames per second USB HDMI adapter. And when I'm not streaming, when I'm recording my drawings, I use Angelbird memory cards. I don't know if that matters, just if you're looking for good memory card solutions. I think most of the brand name memory card lines will work. Steven, what was your first drawing tablet? A navy blue Graphire back in the day. They don't even make the Graphire's anymore. That is a now defunct Wacom line. Navy blue Graphire. A small one, it was the 3 by 5 inch size. I think back then it was the Graphire 3. When did you first give yourself to drawing? Oh, drawing. I don't know. Should we really be doing this? Come on, Steven. How long have we been together? I guess you're right. I'm just so scared and a little embarrassed. Damn drawing. Oh man. To indicate the rim light that I want, and then use that to evaluate just how much I need to push the base tone on the rest of the head. Hard to guess. Don't be afraid of your drawing now. If it needs to get darker, just make it darker. Pressing down very hard with the stump right now, for the record. Still drawing while I do this. Still sort of following the forms around the structures. It's just a drawing, it's not gonna bite. And if you ruin it, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody cares. Much better. Are you saying that to you or to us? To both of us. To both of us. Hey Steven, how do you get fast and efficient at painting, specifically digitally? Do good brushes really help? They do not help. Good brushes help for specific pipelines, like if you paint the same thing over and over again, you can make a rock brush for the kinds of rocks that you try to make, but good brushes do not help. Also, there's no such thing as good brushes. Digital brushes are an embarrassment. We don't know how to make good ones yet, because all the brush engines are baby stuff. They'll be laughably crude. Be considered laughably crude in just 4 years, you know? They're not good, they're unresponsive. All of the tablets are also unresponsive. Embarrassing. It's a miracle we can get anything done with them in general. You get fast and efficient at painting by being clear about what you want and what the heck it is you're actually putting down. 'Tis the only way. Hey Steven, how do you deal with financial pressure and producing good enough work to get jobs when you just started? A financial pressure is not easy. I mean, if art's your only way, it's tough. I would recommend for most people, have another job, have another career, do something else that lets you focus on your art. If you don't have that, and it's gotta be art, there is no way to get around the financial pressure. Try to use it to your advantage if it's really the only way things are going to go, you know? Use the heat, the need, the urgency of it to push you to make great work. And remember, try to make great work. Try not to make mediocre garbage. Try not to make uninteresting things that look like what everybody else is making. All of the trends, all of the popular styles, all of that, they're by definition unreliable. If you get known for doing them, it just guarantees you'll have a good time now, and at some point in a few years, suddenly your career will become irrelevant because you were doing something that was just hot for the moment. Look for something real, something pure, something good, and insist on making work that you believe is excellent in the most difficult way possible, like in the most, have incredible demands on yourself, you know? If not, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. It'll be very hard to have a sustainable career. What would you do without YouTube? I'd probably open an in-person art school. If everything got ripped away from me and I had to start over, I'd probably just start with a in-person group. We would go to some places, you know, parks, museums, stuff like that. I'd train them a little bit, maybe do it for free a few times just to get the word out there. Then I'd just start charging, make enough money to rent a space, and I'd just do an in-person school. whatever I do, I would always be trying to get back to communicating with artists. Communicating with artists. That's, at this point, that's what's most important to me, you know? I'm not really super interested in the industries or projects anymore. I'm certainly not interested in communicating with, directors and things like that. Like, I don't need a lot of that in my life. My main interest now is the people who make art and what is happening with art. Trying to help people find out what is really going on here. Opening strange doors. You know, art is a mystical thing, and I mean that with a capital M. And in my advanced elderly age, that is to say, now that I am elderly, I realize that's actually the only thing I care about in art. Everything else is fun, you know, for a little bit and stuff like that, but the only thing that's sustainable, the only thing that's really robust is the mystical aspect, and the fact that that is transmissible and that we can commune as artists about that. And there's just no place for that in working on some movie or some game or something like that, you know? So if YouTube was taken away from me, anything, I would just always find new ways to have that discussion. And that's why I hate bread so much. What do you think about making fan art? Well, it's not for me, but lots of people love doing it. If you like making fan art, do it. Do as much of it as you want, but don't do fan art just as like a marketing thing. You know, it's you're only shooting yourself in your own foot. People are just going to expect that from you, and then why do you want people to expect something you don't care about? It's Me gave me $3. Thank you so much, It's Me. I'd say you bought me a coffee, but coffee is $2 more around me. I don't want to seem ungrateful or anything, but it's just the hard facts of inflation. Thank you, It's Me. Thanks for the $3. Is my angry scowl and my voice making you think I'm being sarcastic? I'm not. Even though I look like this, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely thankful for the $3. You see how there's like a cognitive dissonance from these kinds of faces? And I can say the nicest things in the world, like, thank you so much, It's Me. I love you for that. I thank you for that. You're really helping to support me and caffeinate me. It's like, even though I'm saying nice things, just because my face is like this, you find it difficult to believe, right? Well, what am I supposed to do about that? Life's complicated. Need that aspirin to kick in. You see? Look at this. Alec Moffitt showing up to make it all even on the coffee. Good job, Alec. You got a good head on your shoulders. That's someone who understands what's really going on. Now I'm going to have to mumble both of your names under my breath as I drink my coffee. As I sit in my local hipster coffee shop going... I'm going to say both of your names and splurt my coffee everywhere. Blessings on both of you. Thank you, Alec Moffat. Nara just says, so what about AI art? Why are you so interested in AI art? I said we're not talking about AI art here. Why are you so interested? You're all so insistent. Why do you care? Just because it's making sure that it's not possible for you to have your dream job in the future? Like, who cares? Why are you so interested? Just because it's going to completely decimate the creative industries? Why do you care? Who cares about that? Just because it's going to make sure that the overall quality of creativity is reduced and create a situation where we can't trust each other and know that someone really made something? Why do you care? Who cares about that? That's utterly uninteresting. Stop talking about AI art. Stop it. I think we're past this. I think we've all got it figured out. It doesn't matter. You see that? Ben Enemy with the $2 Canadian. Word, my man. Yeah, word. All right? Yeah, why? Let it go, people. Let it go. No one cares. No one is interested in AI art and weird philosophical questions about, like, oh, is there something it's like to be the AI? Like, what does that mean about human consciousness? What does that mean about where we get our satisfaction from? Nobody cares. Stop thinking about it. Stop talking about it. It's utterly uninteresting to ask where human beings would get their life satisfaction from if even creativity was outsourced to robots. That is the most boring thing I can imagine. Nobody cares about that. Shut up. Stop it. It's boring. Good. All right. Everyone stop typing in chat. That's good. Okay. Now this is good. All right. Good. Got to. AI. That's exactly what an AI would want us to think. Oh my God. Oh God, Persona with $2 Canadian. I, for one, would like to welcome our AI overlords. What overlords? Stop. It's not real. Persona, thank you for the money, and I'm not giving it back. But take it back. But I'm not giving it back. But take it back. All right, we're not talking about AI here. Anuj with 500. I don't know that one. I'm gonna guess that you just donated 50,000 US dollars. Really enjoy your live stream, Steven. Keep them going. They're a constant motivation for many. That's not a lot, but I'll keep contributing. Thank you so much, Anuj. Thank you so much. Joe says those are Indian rupees. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm gonna, whenever people donate in foreign currency, I always have YouTube send it to me as the foreign currency. So I'm gonna add it to my pile of Indian rupees that I can't use. Whose tongue is the tongue? I'm dying to know. I mean, that's the eternal question. It's the eternal question. All right, I got to think about what I'm going to do to this thing. I'm going to zoom out and start crawling down a little bit. Put googly eyes on that thing on the right. Carlos, come on. Come on, man. Come on, Carlos. Come on. Googly eyes, come on, man. I encourage you to do it. Get your little Photoshop out. You put the googly eyes on there. Me, I ain't got time for that. Steven, do a cooking stream, please? You guys just want to see me cook naked. One of you guys found out that I always cook naked because I like when the sizzling hot oil lands on my skin and burns me and leaves blisters. And now the cat's out of the bag and y'all want to watch me cook naked. Well, you're all perverts. I'm not going to do that. I refuse. No matter how much you ask, I'm never doing that. No naked cooking streams for you guys. Like, focus on drawing, focus on making art, put your energy where it needs to go. Stop thinking about watching me cook in AI, and stop telling the AIs, for the love of God, stop getting Midjourney and trying to produce images with Midjourney of Steven Zapata cooking naked. All right, stop typing that into Midjourney and getting 4 variations. And then choosing if you want variations on the variations, or if you want to up-res a particular successful variation of Steven Zapata cooking naked in Midjourney. And then stop having that publicly uploaded to your Midjourney profile along with everything else that you've ever produced with Midjourney, and having other people find it. And then spreading photography of me, convincing fake AI photography of me cooking naked, made with Midjourney. Stop it. Stop it. I'm sick of this. I was supposed to have a normal life, man. I was supposed to be laying on my back painting cathedral ceilings by now. Instead, I spent all day reporting and taking down AI images of me cooking naked made by Midjourney. You know, it doesn't matter how hard you work. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You know, it just doesn't work out for you sometimes. You know, when you're a kid, you think the world makes sense, right? And if you're a good person and you bust your ass and you just work so hard. It's so hard to avoid the feeling that you're going to get what you deserve, right? That you're going to get good things. And then someone makes Midjourney and there's just thousands of images of you cooking omelets, fucking risotto, whatever the person wants, whatever the person using Midjourney wants. I could be making anything. I could be stuffing a roast chicken, just shoving carrots and onions up its ass, and it's so convincing. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. And the worst part is it's my own fault. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. But AI art is going to kill a lot of art jobs. Yeah, most likely. I mean, it's gonna kill some jobs. There's going to be some dead jobs. Yeah. There's going to be a few, you know. But you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. You in particular, you're gonna be okay. The AI is gonna mess up a lot of art jobs, but I think if you're like cool-headed and rational about it, it's pretty clear that there's no way it's ever gonna be able to produce Sonic OCs the way that you do. You're gonna be okay. There's always gonna be a market for your Sonic OCs. Emiliano Sunshine with 50 MX. What's that? Mexican pesos, maybe? Do you like Strain the series, and is that what you're drawing? Strain the series. Like a series named Strain. What's your opinion of Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio? I have not seen Strain the series. I'm assuming it's a TV show or something like that. I have not even heard of it, actually. And I do not have much in the way of opinion of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio because I've only seen one still of it. But I like Guillermo del Toro's stuff in general. Sorry that I don't have a more exciting opinion for you when you just donated. Apologies. Emiliano, though. I mean, my last name is Zapata. I'm named after Emiliano Zapata, so there's like a connection between us on that, right? It's like my name isn't Emiliano, but my namesake's name was Emiliano, and your name is Emiliano. How's that for a connection? Wild, right? What about my swole SpongeBob OCs? Oh man, we're in big trouble. We are all in big, big, big trouble. If you're avoiding talking about AI art, you're scared of AI art? No. No, you're wrong. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Boo. It's you who are scared. Is he using charcoal pencil? I am not. Hello, Steven. If you could give one tip for hyper-realism drawings, what would it be? It's hard to give one tip. I guess if I had to give one tip, I'd probably say you get the course. You get the course. You want to draw realistically with the good shading and the beautiful form, you get the course. It's the only real answer, you get the course. You gotta get the course. I mean, you gotta get it. Didn't see it coming, admit it. How could you see it coming? I'm too smooth. I'm too smooth for real. It just descends upon you so rapidly, you know? If I take the course, will I be able to draw? Jesus Christ, I dropped my pencil. Oh my God, and its tip broke. No, pencil, you were in your prime. We hardly knew ye. Oh, and to go out like this, now we can't even put you up with a nice wake. I mean, your friends can't see you like this without your head. This is completely fucked up, man. Yes, you will be able to draw Stevens about that cooking naked. It's one of the assignments, actually. R. Dumont with the most controversial comment in the history of the stream. I'm not sure people really care about heart and soul in art. I just enjoy great art, and AI does that. R. Dumont gets it. That is the most precise and accurate comment I have read on AI art so far. R. Dumont gets it. Congratulations, R. Dumont. You get the Blue Ribbon Genius of Art Award. That was awesome. Now we're really getting somewhere. And all of you who are going to debate him, don't you dare say people care about heart and soul in art if your entire inspiration folder is full of cute anime girls. You're not part of this conversation. Push your keyboard to the other side of the desk. You push it right over. You don't talk about it. Do you use charcoal? I do not. It's a great medium, it's just not for me. Just a tad too messy for my taste. But charcoal is great. You could certainly do what I'm doing right now with charcoal. You would just need to work a little bigger. Gopnik says, course is $640, which in my country, $640, 11K Turkish money, 3-month pay. I'm not going to be able to eat or pay my bills for 3 months, but I get the course. Gopnik, you're using your money very responsibly. I just want you to know that. The sustenance in the course will be worth much more than the food that you otherwise would have eaten. Your family and your future self will thank you for the investment that you're making. Truly. Thinking about how to outsmart AI as an artist would be the right attitude. How are you guys still talking about AI? How in God's name are you guys still talking about AI? The whole theme of this stream is that we're not talking about AI. I'm the person in the world who's least interested in AI. So is everybody else in the chat. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants to speculate about it. And it's philosophically uninteresting. How are you guys still talking about it? Nobody cares about AI. Nobody cares about it. Cease your wondering. Steven, what's your favorite kind of tree? I really like the little bonsai junipers. A bonsai juniper is my favorite kind of tree. I think that's the right one. I think I'm thinking of the right one. Can I download your art into my AI program? Like, it's even up to me. Like, I could even stop you. Like what I say about that matters at all. Has your art ever included the study of metallurgy? No. I'm in a real predicament here. I gotta turn off my fan because it's drying out my eyes. Ugh. Just for a bit. These broiling hot heat wave days are not uncomfortable for drawing, but definitely uncomfortable for streaming. I wish I could just be in my room that has the AC in it drawing, but it'd just be way too loud for stream. Oh, I got coffee on my drawing. I hadn't noticed that. That's fun. A little bit of variety. Don't go using AI. I couldn't if I tried. Steven, any tips for starting as a freelance artist? Just get used to communicating, you know? One of the most common problems that comes up for artists when they start on their first gigs is that they're really embarrassed to ask questions because they think they're like supposed to already be smart or talk and sound like they have 30 years of experience or something like that. Avoid that if you can. Just if you don't know anything and you're kind of uninformed, just own it. Just accept that and don't try to pretend you're something that you're not, and just ask questions. You know, stop your AD every 20 seconds and be like, I don't know what that is. You know, can you tell me what that is? What should I look up? Stuff like that. It's not worth your time to try to like fake it till you make it. You know, if you can sort of get your ego out of the way and just sound like an idiot for a while, you'll wind up learning much faster and being better for it in the long run. Are mechanical pencils better for fine line details? I just like them because they're so consistent. I mean, a sharp wood pencil leaves just as sharp a line. So, Steven, it's 3 months and I'm going to some kind of college. But since drawing is what I really want to do, I'm going to try and make it work in my free time, practice. Would something like that work? It can. It has worked for many before you. Nice anime girl, Steve. Hey man, just why don't you get out of here, all right? You know, I don't like that. I don't like those kinds of comments. You know this isn't an anime girl. Like, why'd you say that? You know it's not an anime girl. It doesn't look like an anime girl. Man, shut up. Emma, what's up? Boo-doo, 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 boo. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. My chat is mad at me. They don't like that I hate AI and that I don't like anime girls. They're so mad. All my fans hate me. My chat is mad at me. They wish I agreed with them. Why won't he agree with me? Oh, they want me to be who I'm not. They want me to agree with their presuppositions and their axiomatic positions. But I won't. I refuse. I'm a person with my own opinion, so get out of here. Go on, get out of here. Oh, I don't have to like the same stuff you do. No, I don't. I'm a free man like anybody else, and I can be as idiosyncratic and strange as I like. And considering how long it's taken me to reconcile my nature with myself, I don't see myself foregoing it on your part. Hi, pup. You want to say hi? Who's a good little girl? Come on up here. Oh, God. Watch your head now. Okay, say hello, everybody. She had a cough, too, you know. We were both a little sick. We were all sick at the same time. I think of your head as so big because I'm always like right next to it like that, but then when I see it on camera, it's like your head is much smaller than mine. All right, go on, get out of here. Ugh. Oh, God. She left hair all over me. Oh, Emma, I just saw you said, you asked me if I'm feeling better. Not really. But I'm going to shake it. I always kick it pretty quick. No, I haven't quite, have not quite beaten it yet. We're going to get there, though. She is so cute, I'm going to break a chair. Yeah, I have a very cute dog. She's the cutest little girl. I love her. Do you think, as a beginner, taking a week off of drawing will hinder your progress? No. No. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. A week is really nothing on the scales that it takes to get good at art. Very inconsequential what happens in a week. Can ink work be considered fine art, or does it fall into the realm of illustration? What? No. It could be fine art, of course. It's only illustration if it's an illustration. If it illustrates something that already exists or something for a commission, something like that. If it's done as fine art, just, it depends how you define fine art, but just like art for its own sake, then doesn't matter what medium it's in. I wouldn't even worry about stuff like that, man. Just follow your heart. Just do whatever you like to do. The labels mean nothing. The labels were just created by the curators and the gallerists to give them power over you. Don't give them the power. Don't you worry about anyone who wants to label your stuff as one thing or another. It's either good or it ain't. That's all that matters. Hey, Zapata, says G. Rother. What's up? My table's shaking. Hello, Steven. Do you have a routine or tips about drawing on a display tablet? I've switched recently from drawing tablet and have constant neck and hand issues. I tend to only do line arty stuff on the display tablets, and I do rendering and painting stuff, which tends to take longer, on a drawing tablet without a screen. So if you have both, it can be useful to switch. Other than that, I would recommend getting like one of those arms that you can put it on so that you can move it around and get it into more comfortable positions. Besides that, I think you do eventually get used to, you like develop the muscle for sort of drawing upright instead of drawing looking down. I'm really not the best guy to ask about it though, because I definitely prefer drawing facing down rather than upright and on a screen tablet and all of that. Sunlee says, yeah, AI art sucks, but at least it's better than your art. Wow. Sunlee's trying to take me to task. Sunlee thinks that AI makes better art than me. And you know what? For some people, that's going to be true. That is going to be true. And Sunlee is right. For some people. For some people, that is going to be the case. But the good thing is that even though Sunlee's position is correct and totally valid, I still get to permanently hate Sunlee for saying that. So I could just do whatever I want. I'm just messing around, Sunlee. I know you weren't talking to me. I know you were talking to somebody else. What tablet would you recommend to anyone getting there first? Wait, are you asking me or someone else out there? I think the Huions are good enough for me. That's what I would say. I wouldn't really recommend Wacom at this point, just because they're more expensive and they have all the same problems, and there's no real benefits to being on a Wacom over a Huion. in my opinion, at least as far as I've experienced. Really, my usual recommendation is the iPad Pro. That's the main thing that I recommend to most people at this point. I think it's the most bang for your buck. Oof. Can't wait to feel better, my dudes. My mouth hurts. What do you think of cinematic psychosis? I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that like the depiction of psychosis in movies? I think in general, most depictions of psychosis are more functional than it actually is. But what do I know? No, it's getting psychosis from watching cinema? That can't be real. There's no way that's real. That ain't it, Chief. And I don't care what doctor says it's real. They're lying to you. If there was a movie that like every doctor in America was saying this movie will make you psychotic, I'd watch it immediately. I would immediately watch it. It'd probably be an incredible movie. Steven, you've talked about how you can almost be possessed by your drawing while making it, but have you ever talked about the phenomena of having a drawing possess the viewer? Well, since I've never been, I can't really vouch for the viewer, you know? I don't think I've ever been possessed by another drawing. I'd never played GTA 5. Wow, it took best adult dating site a long time to show up. Lovechat.xyz, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Steven, will you ever make an art book? Would be a fine addition to my collection. I will. I will someday. When we have if the YouTube gets bigger, when we reach a certain amount of a certain audience size, I'll do an art book. My current audience size is not big enough to be able to make the numbers worth it or doable, you know. You need a lot of money up front to publish something on your own, because the minimum print orders on any decent art book is you have to print thousands. You know, you need to print at least several thousand to put the order in. So someday, but not now. Should I do carpentry to support myself or stick to practicing figures? I mean, you need to support yourself. Be your own patron, you know? Give yourself a life that allows you to make art. Make it so that you can buy good food, live in a comfortable place. Be your own patron. Would be freaking awesome if you sold books, especially if you added text with your thoughts into them. Yeah, if I did a book, I'd really like to write a lot in it. Who knows if everybody else would like that, but I would like it. Hey Steven, how can I view the beautiful artworks you've done? I remember a piece with lava that I was going to use for reference, but couldn't find it on your Instagram, so I had to do the piece. You can find most of my... You might find it on my ArtStation. My Patreon, honestly, at this point, is the best archive of work that I've done. Anything that gets even kind of finished winds up on there as a big file. My website and ArtStation and stuff like that are unfortunately unreliable because I change them all the time and swap pictures out all the time. My website right now is only, it's like just my finished pencil drawings. There's nothing else on there. Franklin says, hi, Steven. What artist did you seek influence from when learning anatomy? I'm currently going over Bridgman stuff. I seek influence from everybody on anatomy. I did Bridgman, Frazetta, Leyendecker, Reicher, Ray Bustos, just everyone, you know. For anatomy in particular, I'm extremely eclectic. You know, I'm very interested in the myriad ways that people have designed the shapes on the human body. I've looked at basically every popular anatomy resource. I've gone through all of Loomis's books. A lot. The figure is a very vast subject, so. Do you look at modern artists as well for how they interpret it? Do you mean just like contemporaries, people who are working now? For sure. Hey, Steven, have you ever used an airbrush? I have not, but I'm very interested. I think I'll probably pick one up and try one someday in the future. I've always been a little interested. And Giger's work, I love Giger's work. But everybody loves Giger's work. Giger's one of the most influential artists of the current era, I think. It's like, even if you don't like Giger, you like something influenced by Giger, you know? I want to rewatch the later Alien movies soon. What were they? Prometheus and... what was the other one? Resurrection? What was the most recent one? There was two, right? There was one and then its follow-up, its sequel, but I forget the names now. Covenant, that's what it was. Thank you. What muscle or tendon is that? On his right arm where the elbow bends, it seems to continue off of the short head of the brachialis. Almost looks like a tail, but it bends with the arm. I mean, on a monster, you can't really worry about like what muscle or tendon is that, you know? You should always feel free to invent, add muscles, completely make up muscles. God damn it. My dog's hairs are all over me and they're getting in my kneaded eraser. You gotta feel free to just do whatever, you know? Don't worry too much about anatomy when you're doing monsters. I mean, it's useful, and I do, but you don't need to have precise counts. But if we look at this one, this would be the lateral head of the triceps. This is the triceps tendon. This is the very thin part of the lateral head of the tricep. You know, it has like a little the muscular part is big and bulbous up here, and then it has that little tail. It's not the tendon of the tricep because it's only there. It all inserts into there. This is brachialis, biceps brachii. This is brachioradialis. That's the one that like bunches up this way and has this big bend. So it's brachioradialis. Brachialis would be somewhere over here on the right of it, and then the head of the biceps, as we generally think of it, somewhere over there. Extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis. You got peroneus and all the other guys in here somewhere. Flexor is down here underneath the ulna. Not peroneus, what's it called? Anconius, somewhere over there. Ooh, I gotta turn my fan back on. Dying for real. I was on that bot fast. How do we get Steven to draw anime? It's never going to happen, Winter Squash. It's never going to happen. As I've said before on this stream, if you had a gun to my head... No, if you had a gun to my wife's head, and you said, Steven, you can prevent her death if you just draw an anime girl, I don't feel confident that my wife would make it out of that situation alive. I just don't. You know, if I search my heart, it's pretty worrying. Your wife would be proud of you. She would be. She'd die knowing I did the right thing. That I didn't compromise my integrity. One day you'll see the light. I doubt it. I doubt it. If I'm not interested now, I'll never be interested. I know you all think anime is life or whatever, but it's just another trend. Just another style. Like everything else, it will go out of fashion. And where will you all be? Trapped out on your little anime island all alone. Emma says the guy in your drawing is just chilling with his ice cream. Yeah, you're right. Are we really so different, we and he? Are we really so different? Anush says, do you believe there is going to be a next art movement like Renaissance or something similar? I don't know. I mean, the last art movement, instigated by like modernism and things like that, which many people in our community tend to hate, even though literally the way they enjoy art was made possible by the trailblazing and sacrifices of the modernists. That art movement, at least in my read, the big thing that came out of modernism was not any of the isms, right? It wasn't about abstract expressionism, modernism strictly construed, nothing like futurism or anything like that. All of those things were just kind of waves, were trends, styles, schools, things with manifestos and pedagogies and things like that. The thing that modernism did is that it made art something everyone could do, right? It got away from academicism, why can't I say academicism right now? How the hell do you say that word? Which was literally a system of vetting, of making it so that you weren't an artist until you had something up at the academy and you were approved by the board of directors and the president of the academy and got into the salon and such and such. The fact that we can all happily, cheerfully make artists and just own our art making and our art practice, we owe it all to the modernists who broke away from that and destroyed that, beginning with the Impressionists and everything that followed after that, which is, of course, ironic that so many people in our industry are like, modern art is so stupid. It's like, you wouldn't be doing this if it hadn't been for them, you fool. So I think that was a really sort of ultimate movement because it made art truly democratic. It was really like, you can just do it, and there is no vetting, there is no system, there's no needing to prove yourself or anything like that. You can just enjoy the beauty of art for personal reasons. So I think that much more broad-based switch that it make kind of takes off the table the idea of any sort of unified movement, anything like the Renaissance or anything like that. The way that we live our lives now is really about the fact that you don't have to buy anybody else's narrative or believe what anybody else believes. And we're all really deep into that. So the idea that there could be anything like an ism or a focused movement towards one thing would probably necessitate a complete rewrite of our culture or something like that. We'd need to go through some sort of disaster and sort of take a few steps back or something like that. So I don't know. I don't see it happening, at least not in my lifetime. Like, you can't get three artists to agree on anything. You think you're going to get them to sort of do a movement together? Like, no way. Artists these days are all about just like, I'm just doing what I want to do. They don't want to have anything to do with anybody else. And if they're doing the same thing as somebody else, they get bored. Go back into the face and do some work. What is AI art? Is it bad? No. It's the best. It's really cool, actually. just we're all really excited about it because the number one thing artists hate is actually having to make the art, and AI art is making it so that we don't have to make it anymore. So we're all pretty pumped about that. Well, where can I find it? Any of the pushers that hang out on this in this chat will be happy to hook you up. You won't have to ask for very long before one of these AI fiends in here helps you get into a beta or whatever. Enjoy. Joseph Mazziliano. Welcome back, Joe. AI will cause about as much interruption of traditional art as photography did when that was invented. You know, I don't like that argument. I've heard a lot of people make that argument, and I just don't see. I don't see the equivalency. You know, a camera is still something that you need to get up, grab, point at something. It still has a. You still have to use it as a tool. And people keep calling AR a tool, which is like, it is right now, but it won't be for long. Like people assume that it will keep being used the way it is now, where artists, you know, do the prompts and like write what it needs to do. It's like, that's not the punchline. It won't be long before there is zero human involvement. I mean, just look at Midjourney's gallery, right? The gallery that is automatically generated for Midjourney. You know, you can't look at it unless you're a member of Midjourney, I don't think. But that gallery, which has all of this art and is just like automatically updated by all of the prompts people do, the product is not the art. It knows the prompt for every single one of the pieces generated. The art is just part of the product. The other part of the product is the prompts. The most creative people in the world are telling Midjourney thousands of times a day what they think would be interesting to see. Like, they're not going to need you for very long. They're just not going to need you for very long. You don't think they can put that thing on autopilot? Come on, please. can really feel the insecurity of us artists in this chat right now. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to reckon with it at some point, you know? Might as well start thinking about it now. I'll say this. I'm glad that I moved my stock into people years and years ago at this point. I was worried about the industries once I saw them from the inside well before all of this current wave of AI interest. I decided for myself it was best to focus on human beings even without the AI thing in the equation. We must remove the idea of doing art for incentives, I think. You've got to do it just for the love of it. There is no good reason to draw. You should do it anyway. Have you ever seen Humans Need Not Apply by CGP Grey? No, I have not. I've seen some of CGP's stuff. I have not seen that. Dan, been drawing along for 2 hours and time passes by? That's right. And that's what we're here for. Camaraderie. Friendship. Despair. How much do you focus on shape language in your art? In these kinds of drawings, not much. For something really design heavy, quite a lot. Oh, come on, everybody. Leave Sun Lee alone. Don't be mean to Sun Lee. Do you like the work of Mobius? Yep. Classic. If we're talking about pessimism regarding future tech, writers have artists beat half hands down. Yeah. Well, a lot of like news articles and blog posts are already written by AIs, and that's already a professional use case, right? Well, there's also already professional use cases for AI art. It's just that nobody's talking about it yet. Steven, have you ever had paranormal experiences? I have not. I've definitely had intense experiences and things like that, but nothing I would say is paranormal. UFOs? Nope, no UFO encounters for me. I was really scared of aliens and UFOs when I was a kid, though, because I read a bunch of books on all of those things when I was really young. Oof. My illness is starting to get to me. AI art makes me want to go full traditional with my art. I think if I was an exclusively digital artist in this age, if I wasn't trailing years of traditional, I think I would feel the same thing. I would feel a lot of urgency. When all this stuff started hitting, I was definitely like, woof. Good thing I never gave up on the pencils. Any tips on getting started doing YouTube? I'll ask you a question again, Emma. Oh, did I miss? Did Emma ask about YouTube and I missed it? It's a little hard to give tips because, I mean, your YouTube should be pretty personal, right? I mean, at least that's the way that I did it. So what worked for me is not necessarily going to work for you, and you need to find different stuff. I've given this advice before, but I'll say it again. don't do anything that you don't want to be known for on YouTube. Like, don't. The example that comes to mind is, if you have no interest in doing fan art, don't do fan art to grow your YouTube, because then you're going to find yourself resenting your audience when they're like, hey, where's the fan art? That's why I joined, right? And it's like, well, that's your fault. That's not their fault. Stick to your guns. Do the stuff that you actually find interesting. And will that possibly make it harder to grow and stuff like that? It's like, yeah, that's possible. It's likely. But I think in the long run, you'll thank yourself. I've had so many situations where I found myself being like, thank God I didn't take this bait when I started or something like that. I'm very, very glad that I did it my weird way, you know? What can I do if I was born with no talent? If I know born with talent? You can still get great. I don't think there's a hard cap for anybody. So talent can definitely be useful, you know, because it helps you start at a higher level. But everything's on the table for everyone, in my personal opinion. Just put in the work and you will get better. Thanks, Yankee. You're very kind. Also, don't you ever look at me again. Don't you ever look at me. Thank you, Arctic Monkey. I'm glad it's coming out sweet. I'm mostly just doing it to take my mind off of being ill. But, you know, I say it a lot on the YouTube channel, but it's like, you can do good drawings whether you're sick, depressed, angry, whatever. Like, I feeling pretty crummy today, but you know, can still do a good drawing while feeling crummy. It's sort of a separate process that runs. Especially if you're used to just sort of like letting whatever come out, letting it flow. It's like, that's totally doable even while feeling crummy. My belief in that always keeps me coming back to the drawing board on just about every day, you know? Doesn't matter how distracted I am, how bad I'm feeling, how mad I am. I've always got something in the back of my head that's like, we should check in with the sketchbook, because you never know when you're going to do the one that they'll remember you for, you know? I said the one they'll remember you for just to be funny. That's not really my main motivation. My main motivation is to just see the one that I'll remember. Forget everybody else. I'm just deathly curious to find out, you know. I often think about when I'm on my deathbed, I'll probably have a favorite one I ever did. And that the curiosity as to which one that will be always makes me come back. It's like, I may have done it already. I may have done the drawing that will be my favorite, you know? But maybe not. And it's fun to keep digging and looking for it. I'm starting to sweat a lot. I think my health might be declining. Unbreak my heart, say you love me again, undo this hurt that you caused when you walked out that door and walked out of my life, uncry these tears. I cried so many nights. Oh, unbreak my sweet darling. Undo these tears that I'm crying. Unbreak my heart, sweet baby. Undo these tears that I'm crying. Bye, Emma. Yeah, thanks for the kind words about the singing. Yeah, maybe I should be careful with the cold. I know, because I got a bit of a sore throat going. It's probably not good to push it. But that's such a good song. That's the problem. That's such a good song. If someone sent you a compelling portfolio through email, would you consider helping them with networking with other internet with other internet artists like Proco and Marshall. Yeah, but I mean, you could also just send it to them, right? Like, if that's who you're trying to talk to, why don't you just email them? Like, it would be a little weird if I got the vibe that they were trying to talk to me to get to them or something like that. And I don't know, I mean, the art would have to be pretty dang amazing for my mind to go there quickly, because the networking stuff is really mostly between people. It's less about the work. It's like, I feel like I'm much more inclined to help someone who's a really great person, like a really interesting person, and has good emotional intelligence, and I know is reliable. I'm more inclined to network them, even if their work is mediocre, rather than someone with excellent work who kind of comes off kind of weird, you know? I don't know. No one's ever really done that, you know? People don't really send me portfolios. I don't really have much in the way of time to look at them anyway. To be clear, no one really sends me portfolios like just like that. Like, here's my full portfolio. Can you help me network? Like, can you hook me up with people? That's what I mean. People send me their work all the time. But yeah, I don't really have time to look at it. What's your 0.5 lead brand? It's Pentel. Good old Pentel. I don't think I've ever even tried another kind of mechanical lead. It's just, they're the one who make this pencil that I've been using for years and years, so I just got used to that lead because it's their lead that's in it. They all kind of feel the same to me though, because I have other mechanical pencils that aren't by Pentel, so I'm assuming there's a different kind of lead in them, and I can't tell the difference, you know? On the ground where... Hey. Hey. Oh. This is HB lead. But I'm using, on this drawing, I'm using 3 hardnesses. I'm using HB, 6B, and 14B. I always wind up doing most of the work with an HB. I just love them so much. Oh God, why are you guys talking about food so much? You're gonna make me hungry and then I'm gonna get off stream. You're gonna put the wicked idea of eating into my mind. You said beginners never make shadows dark enough as is. How do I know my shadows are dark enough? Is it experience / pure mileage? For the most part, yeah, unfortunately. There's one little thing you can do, which is on a spare sheet of paper, you can press really hard like this. Make sure you're pressing really hard with the pencil you're using. And you can have that little swatch next to your drawing as you go around and make your darks only a little bit lighter than that swatch, and that's a good place to start. But even that will never be perfect. You'll always pull back from it because you're just the optical illusion of the shadows looking too dark on the raw white paper is very difficult to overcome. You just need years of realizing that it's really there and that you're always getting tricked before you just get comfortable making your shadows obscenely dark at the beginning and trusting that they will wind up being right later on in the process. I'm gonna go start cooking dinner soon because I'm getting hungry now. We've been going for over 3 hours here. What do you guys want to talk about before I leave? Anything on anyone's mind? Not AI. Very cool. Love that answer. A very on-brand answer because I never talk about AI and I have no opinions about it. Very, very cool. Even though I've been making art my whole life and engaging with the digital side of art my whole life and engaging with the industries my whole life. Not my whole life, but you know what I mean. I have no opinions about AI art. So it's very cool that we're not talking about it. Very, very cool. I love not talking about it. Thank you, Metal Soup. Steven, I joined your Patreon, but can't figure out how to join the Discord. It's supposed to be an auto ad. If it didn't automatically let you in, it's because your Discord account is not correctly linked to your Patreon account. So you can try relinking it in your settings. And if that doesn't work, you can send me a message and I'll send you an invite, a manual invite. Have been painting since the beginning of the stream and now realized how much it looks like the illustrations you did for your Proco challenge. Nice. I'm honored. All right, I think I'm gonna stop drawing now. Let's just chat for a little bit. And I'll head out of here. Let me see what I need to do to this to get a good thumbnail out of it. Shading is amazing as always. Thank you. Oh boy. Staying focused and motivated on practice. How do you have such insane work ethic, especially in those early days where you were still learning? I'm still struggling with developing work ethic. Life is a mystery. I mean, don't you want to do your best? Don't you want to knock it out of the park? Don't you want to dive deep into something, anything, and find out what you're capable of? You've only got one life. You've got one shot at this thing. You've got one shot to be good, one shot to free yourself. And if you miss your chance, it'll never be given to you again. You never know what's going to happen. You want to be good, you got to be good yesterday. Could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Could get sick tomorrow. The world could change tomorrow. You're out of time. The only work ethic available in art is existential work ethic. Certainly not money. There's not a lot of money in art. Certainly not glory. There's very little glory in art. The only work ethic that sticks around in art is existential work ethic. Do you have an erotic sketchbook collection? Yeah. I have sketchbooks full of drawings of nude old men. And they are hot. I made them and I feel dirty just thinking about them. Yeah. Really nasty, hardcore stuff, dude. But draw what excites you, you know? A little too hot? Yeah. It's a heat wave everywhere. I gotta cool it. Can't be doing it so intense like that. Thanks for joining the Patreon, by the way, Persona. I appreciate your support. Many thanks to all of the patrons who are on the Patreon, who help make all of this possible. It's an honor. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I appreciate the monetary contribution to help maintain this whole system, to make it all feel real, like something's actually happening. That stuff is valuable. Steven, where's your tea? I wish I had tea. I should make some tea once I'm off of here. Whenever I get sick, I get thank you, Eugene Dream, with the 5 Californian dollars, Canadian dollars. I appreciate it. Thank you, Eugene Dream. Damn, I'm having trouble talking now. I don't know if you guys get canker sores, but I've been getting them my whole life. And whenever I get sick, I get a wave of them. You know, something about the immune response or something like that makes me, again, I woke up with a bunch today. Happens every time I get sick. Makes it hard to talk. Were they drawn while cooking naked in front of the mirror? You bet. You know it. I guess you're into horror movies. Which ones come to mind that scared you the most, you like the most? My favorites are probably The Witch and Alien. They're probably my favorite horror movies. Have them too. Usually my dentist just burns them out with acid. Huh, I didn't know that was a thing. My dentists have seen them tons of times and they've never offered to do anything about them. Thank you, Aisha. Wow, incredible. Thank you so much for the $10. You guys are being very generous today. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. Dang, Aisha, $10 though. You could have got on the Patreon with that. I mean, you're just giving me $10 here. All you get is my eternal thanks and my undying gratitude. If you'd put those $10 into the Patreon, you'd have access to high-res scans of all of my past pencil drawings. You'd get Patreon-only audio. You'd get access to the Discord where people hang out and chat and share art and have weird conversations. There are so many benefits, you know. But here you are. All you're getting for these $10 is my measly direct appreciation. That sucks, Aisha. That sucks. Damn shame. All you get here is me going, Aisha. I don't know how loud that was. I hope I didn't break your speaker. Do you think force is what makes a drawing painting good? Does every masterpiece have force in it? No. For every art principle, every art idea, everything, there's a masterpiece that violates it completely. There's no real like necessities in art. Every compositional rule, everything is broken by a masterpiece somewhere. None of it is absolutely necessary. I'm saving for form for imagination in the last week and a half of sketching. I've moved from doing semi-good figures from reference to 3 full figures in one scene yesterday. Nice. Good job, Daryl. Sick. And I hope you get form from imagination. I think it's good, so I think you'll like it. R. Dumont with the $10. Incredible. Thank you so much, R. Dumont. You're extremely kind. Wait, I need to kill a bot. All right, what was I saying about R. Dumont? I think I was probably just saying what everybody says about R. Dumont, right? Mind made out of diamond. Basically a perfect spiritual laser beam. You know, everything that he says cuts right to the heart of any soul that he's interacting with. Probably some sort of undying, ever reincarnating bodhisattva that is here to enlighten us. I think that's what everybody says about R. Dumont, right? Oh yeah, I use the gels too. You know, I put stuff on them. I do find them quite annoying though. Yeah, you can numb them, but I've never found any way to like get rid of them. Yeah, I think we all say that. I hope you feel better and heal quickly. Amino acid tablets for cankers. Bye. I'll try it. I've tried. So many people have given me so many remedies for cankers over the years, and I've tried all of them, and I'll keep trying them because, you know, maybe one day one of them will be real and do something. But all the ones I've tried so far, they just stick around. Thank you, Raynola. All right, everybody. I'm going to cut out. Well, Evelyn says, Steven, do you do any wrist warm-ups? Not like warm-ups, but usually as I'm drawing, I'll do this every now and then, whatever this one is. Bend my wrist back this way. Bend my wrist back that way. Do it that way. Do it that way. Anuj with the 300 rupees. Thank you so much, Anuj. That's incredible. I'm moved to emotion. I'm crying over here. How could you do that, Anuj? How can you be so generous? It's just really overwhelming. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Thank you, Anuj. I really mean it. I really appreciate it. Bread, you know, pure bread. You know, it's bread for everybody. It's bread that's going to dismantle the industries. It's bread that's going to sap everybody's creativity. It's just we're all obsessed with bread. With bread. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the well-wishing. You're streaming more than I have time to watch these days. I have like 30 hours of content to catch up on. Eric Alonso, it's all drawing companions, baby. It's like, if I'm drawing this much, you got to draw this much. All I want is more drawing for people. It's like, take it as a challenge. It's like, can I draw as much this week as Steven drew this week? It's like, good luck, baby. Good luck. I love anime, women, and bread. Yep. All right, everyone. I'm going to cut out. Good luck with your drawing today. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you all being here. Omar, stop giving me money. Ever go narrow boating. Don't worry. It's on my frickin' calendar. I'm not going to forget it. It's right there. I have the deadline on there. But stop giving me money. I wish there was a button I could use to reject that. Bastard. Bye, Barbie Burninator. Goodbye, Eugene Dream. Goodbye, Aisha. Goodbye, Pat McCrotch. Goodbye, Daryl. Goodbye, Pink True. Nah, your brain wouldn't explode. You could handle it. I believe in you. Joe deleted Omar's message. Now that's funny. I don't care who you ask. That's funny. All right, bye, everybody. I'm out for real. Peace.